Hey guys, welcome back. I haven't made a video in a while, but today we're gonna make a video while we drive around. So yeah, I've been seeing those and I think that it's a pretty good format, but I'm gonna try not to look at the camera at all so I can drive safe and stuff. I scooted my seat up a little. Hold on. But yeah guys, today's topic is gonna be an interesting one. I know I normally make weapons content, like gun content, which I plan to do a lot more of, but the thing is, I'm broke. Not only am I broke, I have no land. And no land means no shooting. No shooting means no content. Although I've thought about making some like 2A type propaganda videos or some like, I don't know, if you guys want to give me suggestions, maybe I could do like a gun tier list or something. But, damn, my seat's like all jacked up. But yeah guys, today's video is going to be about, it's going to be a financial video, which is something I'm also very passionate about. I know I just said I was broke, but I have some money, I like to think, for my age, and it is one of my main goals and one of my main processes, one of the main things I strive and work for is keeping and obtaining wealth. And this video is just mostly going to apply to 20-year-olds, people in their 20s, not 20-year-olds. I'm a 20-year-old, but I think I've had a pretty varied life experience in my short 20 years. And I think I have some experiences that can shed some insight to some financial mistakes you might be making or might be about to make. And I could be saving some of you guys thousands of dollars if you tune in to me. So if you click off this video, you're honestly probably losing thousands of dollars, if not more. So stay here. All right, guys, I did the intro driving, and my plan was to drive around for the whole video, but the driving wasn't working well because my phone kept falling, and then I was just like, let me just park up and do the video, and then, it'll be a good video either way. I'll get a mount and we'll do driving videos sometime. But yeah, guys, so like I was saying, this is gonna be a financial video, just going over some mistakes that you might be making in your early 20s, late 20s, whatever. And, I'm just gonna list off some mistakes and things you just shouldn't do going into your 20s. So my number one thing is going to be getting a car payment of any sort. Worst would be like a brand new car. A lot of people really just don't want to be seen in an old car. So even my father, Brad, he was talking about some oh, I can't drive an old car. I can't just drive around an old car. But the thing is, why do you care what other people think about you, bro? You're driving around in an old car is fine. I've never thought in my head, oh, I'm driving around in this truck, people are going to think I'm poor or some shit. And my truck, I guess my truck's pretty nice and stuff though, but it's a 2008 Tundra. You don't need a new car. A lot of people really want to go buy the 2021 to 2023 type of car or 25, whatever it is. But the thing is, these payments are basically another rent, which you don't need if you want to be financially prosperous. So my biggest thing is, if you can spend $500, $600 a month on a car payment, you can save for a few months and buy a car that's going to be more reliable to you than these new cars, just outright. Just own it outright. That's way better than making payments. You own it outright. Only thing you have to worry about is maintenance, gas, and insurance. That's 100% the move. And then secondary to that, I would educate yourself on you need to educate yourself on what car you're buying, the issues it does have. You need to educate yourself on cars in general. Stop being lazy. Oh, old cars are less reliable. No, they're not. You're just not looking at the right cars. You need to get the right car. I can make a video about good cars for poor people. If you get the right car, you might have to do a little research. You should learn how to do basic maintenance on your own car, save you a lot of money. And that's just going to last you way better than a new car that you're paying money for. Listen, guys, these people, they start a car payment. Maybe you're thinking about it. You want a new, nice looking car. You're like, oh, I'm making $15, $20 an hour. Oh, I still live at home. I have all this money. I can get a nice new car. I can have a car payment, whatever it is. Yeah, maybe you can swing it and afford it, but it's such a utter waste of money. Fucking bug. Such a utter waste of money. You're gonna, all the money you're spending on that, you could have owned a car, saved up, bought a house. Owned a car, saved up, invested. Owned a car, saved up and had an emergency fund. You could have done anything with that money, but you're throwing it away to interest. And not only are you throwing it away to interest, what happens a lot of times with these new cars that aren't built very well, you're starting this payment, and by the time you pay that thing off, by the time you're halfway through the payment, you're already having major issues that you're paying for. And it's just a bad situation. I think you can get gap insurance or whatever, where it like covers what you've paid, or I don't know exactly how it works because I don't finance things in general. There's things you will finance one day probably. You should finance maybe a mortgage and stuff like that, but I wouldn't go, dude, there's all types of bugs on my truck. I wouldn't go out and finance a car. And that brings me to my second point, which is credit card debt. I would definitely be cautious with credit cards. Now, the caveat is they are very important to building financial wealth because you need a high credit score to get loans for, say, like a mortgage. But if you're someone and you know that you're a bad spender, you probably shouldn't get a credit card. Because what's going to happen is you're going to be broke one day and you're still going to want something and you're just going to swipe that card and it's just going to become a habit. If you do want to build your credit and get a credit card, what I suggest and what I did to get a pretty good credit score is I literally got a credit card. I only use it for gas, and I used to use it for groceries too, but mostly I just use it for gas now. I only use it for gas, right? End of the month, right on time, pay it off in full. Don't leave a balance. Don't pay it in parts, because that's when they tack on that interest, and the interest is extremely high. Like, credit card interest is horrible. So stay away from credit card debt. If you know you're not going to be able to resist swiping the credit card, what you got to do is just not get a credit card and just make do without it. But if you have the ability to control yourself, then use a credit card responsibly and do more research. Don't just, research what card you should get, blah, 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 blah. I don't know which one it is, but I have a Discover card. It works well. But I'm able to get to like a 750 credit score. So that's good. Another pro tip is if you have a family member with good credit that trusts you, get them to I don't really know what it's called, but it's like it's kind of basically co-signing when you set up a credit card. They can set up your first card through their account, and what that'll do will basically boost your credit score, and you'll get a good portion of their credit score off the rip. So if you have a parent that's good financially, do that. I know a lot of people watching this video are going to have parents that are disgusting financially, probably even drowning in debt. So if that's the case, just start your own credit card, and like I said, just do it for one thing, like gas, something that's never going to be too expensive for you to afford, and pay it off in full every month no matter what. Never let a balance go to the next month. So that's a pro tip. Good game. All right, now my third thing is going to be substances, right? Particularly alcohol, but this could be any substance, can just light your bank account on fire. So what I mean by this, you're like, I'm young, I'm in my 20s, I want to drink, have fun, blah, blah. All right, you're either two types of drinker. You either go to the bar a lot and you like to go drink at the bar, try to pick up a girl, maybe pick up a girl here and there, blah, blah. You're at the bar, having fun. Or you like to drink with your buddies, right? Just chilling, around the fire drinking. That's how I was for a long time. I still like to drink with my friends sometimes. But listen, the bar is a no-go, bro. Nothing good is coming from the bar. Listen. Oh, but that's where I meet people. That's where I socialize. The bar is extremely overpriced, okay? I don't think you should be drinking in general for most of the time. Every once in a while, but for most of the time. The bar is going to be the worst place to drink. Listen, the bar is making, a shot on a special might be $7 on a special. You're paying $12 for, the shot you really want. That's insane, bro. That is insane. So I would stay away from the bars, $7 beers. That's crazy work. And what happens, you get a little alcohol in you. Bars are the perfect business. You get a little alcohol in you, all of a sudden, a $12 shot doesn't sound bad. Another $12 shot for your girl doesn't sound bad at all. What a deal. So that's the problem with alcohol. Another problem with alcohol is it's going to slow down your, it's really just going to slow down your drive if you're drinking a lot. You're gonna stop, you're gonna stop picking up a little thing here or there, a little laundry here and there. You're gonna stop doing a little chore here and there, and all of a sudden your house is messy, and you're sloppy, and you're bored, you're lazy, because everything's just like, ugh. And as soon as you have a little bit of boredom, you just want to drink, and you see it just spirals. You slowly get less productive, more into the alcohol, and that's kind of the same thing with like weed. Like I used to smoke a lot of weed, and I would really just like, I would get a little bored. I just want to smoke. I'd be like, I'll smoke, then I'll clean, right? And you smoke, and you're like, I don't want to clean. I play some video games. I want to go smoke up again. All of a sudden, my weekend's over. My house is disgusting. Like, that's what these substances do, not to mention how much you're paying for them, right? A lot of people try to justify these things. Weed helps me relax. Weed helps my mental health. It doesn't, bro. It fixes my anxiety. It really doesn't. It makes your anxiety worse. Same with alcohol. Alcohol is a depressant. It makes you depressed. Like, over time, it will make you depressed. And what I found with alcohol is after you drink regularly for a while, that happy euphoria you get from drinking alcohol, I don't know where it goes, it vanishes. And then when you drink, you just become an asshole, and you just get like sad, and it just makes you miserable, man. It literally does what it's supposed to do. It's a depressant. So that euphoria goes away quick when you're drinking regularly. Not to mention, shit's horrible for your body. Horrible for your body. And if you're drinking enough to get hungover, which when I drunk a lot, I get hungover a lot. But I guess once you have a pretty good tolerance, but like, it's still just bad for you, bro. And that's why I'd say just try to stay away from drugs and alcohol in general. If you have a problem, what I found, if I have a problem with drinking or smoking, I have to quit completely. But if you don't have a problem yet, just keep it in moderation. So what would be the next financial thing? Oh, one more point on the alcohol and the smoking. Another way it's going to hurt you financially is the decisions you make can cost you money, and also the purchases you're going to make, other than just like buy another drink at the bar. When you're drunk, you're going to buy the cookout, even if you're poor. You're not going to think about the financial implications. When you're smoking, you're not going to sit there and like, oh, well, let's go to the grocery store and shop. Well, you might, but like, you're probably going to be like, bro, let's just go out to eat. Like, I'm faded. I'm so hungry. And then you might, like, say you drunk a little much. The thing is, you got to get home because in the morning you got work, whatever. I mean, it's just unrealistic. If you're a regular drinker, you're going to have to drive and drink at the same time at some point. You can't just not, it can't be the middle of the week and you're drunk at night and you can't drive home. Like, if you're a regular drinker, you're driving inebriated at some point. There's just, no one's going to convince me differently. That if you are a regular drinker, you drive inebriated at some point. You might wait till you're not extremely blasted, but you drive at some point when you're a little drunk. No one is going to convince me otherwise, and that can just ruin your life. So that's another reason you shouldn't drink. But next topic is going to be, it's going to have caveats, but it's going to be having a bad girlfriend or boyfriend, I guess, if you're gay, and or getting married too early. So basically bad relationship decisions. I've known dudes, even being so young, that like they pay their girls way. Like they pay their girls rent. They pay their girls car. They buy their girl a car. Like you would be so shocked. Even girls that don't ask for, like there's dudes that just spend out the pocket all their money on a girl. Even the guy that's training me at work, he told me he's like, don't, like, I got married young, and he's like, I basically just hand the check to my wife. Like, he makes good money. He's made good money for a long time, and he's big in debt and stuff. And then another thing is you're getting married early. Something happens in her family. You're the breadwinner. What's going to happen? You might be supporting her family if they don't have insurance or something. That happened to a particular guy I knew. His wife's family didn't have insurance. They got sick. Ended up coming out of pocket a few $100,000 for medical expenses, which that's your extension of you. That's your family at that point. But he was just telling me like all the implications with a family, with, you know, kids going to school, parents. That's all things to think about when you're young. Now, I'm not saying don't go get married, don't love someone, because that's a big part of life for a lot of people, right? But the thing is, maybe early in your 20s is not the time to propose to someone, right? maybe you need to think twice. If you're dating right now, you might be in a situation, you just look at yourself, you're like, I'm spending a lot of money on this girl, and I'm really young. Like, I don't need to be, like, she needs to have her own job. Like, you know, I'm not saying you might have a balanced relationship. Like, me and my girlfriend have a good relationship, but some people, you might think it's good, but you realize, you think about it, why am I paying for all this stuff for her? Like, she's an adult, you know? So just kind of think about it. Don't be too willing to spend all your money on someone else. I'm not saying you can't be in a relationship and stuff. And there is some people that are in the financial situation at a really young age where they could start a whole family and afford it fine. But for most people, that's not the case. So just be careful. Be careful about, you know, getting someone pregnant. So just watch out. So I guess that one will be relationships. Relationships can cost a lot. Now, what else? Another expensive mistake you can make. I feel hesitant to talk about this one because I'm so bad about it. But eating out. It costs a lot of money to eat out, even at fast food these days. But I'm not going to lie. I eat a lot of fast food, bro. I don't have much else to say. It costs a lot of money and I eat it. But I've cut back a lot, but still. Yeah. But yeah, guys, I'm going to wrap up the video. It's been really long. Hopefully you guys have patience, enjoy, and watch this. But yeah, guys, hopefully I gave you some good tips. If you have any extra questions, write them in the comments. I'll respond. And if you want me to make like a spin-off video, like cars you can buy when you're poor or whatever, like good, reliable cars that are cheap type of thing, just let me know and I'll make that video. But yeah, guys, I'm going to try to post more. There'll be some gun content coming up soon. If you watch this long, you're going to subscribe. I don't even have to ask you, because you invested like half your day basically. But yeah, you guys have a good day.